Okay, we've got a not so good base running play here by the Mets. Winker's on first base. The Dodgers are up 6-0. It's the top of the fifth. There's no outs, I believe. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me today about this play specifically, asking my opinion on it. And people gave all types of different opinions. And I don't have any notes right now. I'm just literally going to go kind of off the cuff and give you my thoughts from an offensive perspective, from a defensive perspective. And let's break the play down. So here we go. We get a little soft single hit into left center field right here. Winker's going to round second. He's going to go to third. Oh, he decides he's going to stop. Now he's caught in between, and we're going to get thrown out here at third base. Now, I do have another camera angle that zooms in. We are going to show that. But like I always say, I think you can see the play unfold best from up here. It's kind of like in football when you're studying film. They give you those really cool zoomed out views that I think are awesome. So we're going to stay with this high view. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you. Now let's start talking. So I think the first thing you got to think about if you're the base runner right here is the situation. So down by 6. We're in the fifth inning. And so obviously outs are at an absolute premium right now. We are trailing by a bunch. And I know there's an old school saying, never make the first or third out at third. I don't exactly live by that saying. I'd rather just never make an out at third if possible, but there's so much more that goes into that, and I do think the score is one of them. And so on this play, if you're down by 6, you have to be 100% sure that you can make this when you round second base. And I think what he does, honestly, is I think he's rounding it here and he's saying, I can make it, I can make it. You can see he's touching the base before Hernandez has it. And again, I can't read his mind, but I think he probably got to this point and he said, oh, shoot. And I think something said, we're down by a lot. I thought I could make it, but now I'm not 100% sure, and I can't make an out when I'm down by 6, so let me stop and go back. Hernandez makes an awesome play, and some people emailed me and said Hernandez tricked him. I don't think Hernandez tricked him at all. I think Hernandez was fielding the ball to throw him out at third, and then he saw him slamming on the brakes and made a super athletic throw back to second base. So I don't think there was any tricking involved there. I think that's just being a super athlete. And we've talked about it a bunch of times, but when you're also deciding, should I go second to third, you're thinking about your speed, right? You've run the bases a million times in your life, but you're also thinking about the outfielder, their arm strength, and also their momentum. So he's fielding this ball moving towards third. This is like setting up his momentum to throw that way. So that plays a role in it. If this ball was hit to the other side of second base, then yeah, that's an easy first to third. But the ball is hit to this side, he's able to get his momentum behind the ball. Again, I have to be 100% sure that I can make it. So I want to talk about the third base coach here in a second, but I also want to talk about some kind of cool stuff right here. You can see as he's rounding, look at the pitcher immediately point right there to throw to second base. And then Freeman threw his hand up also. I'm not sure if he was saying the same thing. Let's see. They both put their arms up at the same exact time. I just noticed the catcher's doing it as well. All three of them are all pointing to second base. Now, were they pointing just to keep the double play in order, saying go to second, we can't get him at third? That could have definitely been it. Okay, let's just keep talking. So now, the other thing a lot of people said is, why isn't he watching the third base coach? As a professional base runner, I don't even care about professional college. I teach this in high school. It is not the third base coach's job to tell you when to come to third base. Unless the ball is down the line and you have no idea where the ball is because it's behind you. And honestly, even in those cases as a base runner, I can still make my own read because I know where the defender is playing and I get a long enough look at the ball to tell. But that's really the only time. So people are like, why isn't he watching the third base coach? Watch the third base coach. You want to know how we all know that it's not his responsibility? And you might say, well, he should have been coaching it. No. I'm telling you, this is the base runner's read. Watch the third base coach. Ball's hit. He's just going to start walking. He never says a word to the runner. Watch the runner. He never even peeks. He's just watching the ball, watching the ball, watching the ball, watching the ball. It's his job to make the read. Now, you can get mad at him and say, oh, dumb read, what are you doing? But you can't say pick up the third base coach, and you can't tell the third base coach, you got to make the decision. That's not how it works. You're the base runner. The ball's in front of you. You see the ball the whole time. You've run the bases a million times in your life. You know what you can make it on. You know what you can't, or at least you should. And I've coached third for, let's see, I coached third my very first year as an actual assistant coach, on-field assistant coach, which was with Holy Cross. That was about 10 years ago. So I've coached third base for 10 years. It is so much easier for the runner to make the decision than for me to have to watch the ball, see the fielder, see the runner. Like I've got to be looking here and here and here and here and here. Like it's just hard to do. This guy knows where he is. He knows his speed. He sees the ball. Make the read. And we've talked about before, so many people put everything on the base coaches. The third base coach's main responsibility is on plays home because every single ball is basically behind the runner at that point. So he's going to tell you when to score and when not to. But coming to third base, he plays such a small role. Again, it's really just balls like down the line. And a lot of runners won't even use them. A lot of runners will just do it themselves. So here's the other interesting thing is that right here, when he slams on the brakes, right, so he decides, he's like right here, he's like, oh, shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Now, Kike makes this sick play where he throws, somehow contorts his body and throws the ball back here. Well, right here, Winker starts to run. At this point, just run as hard as you can, run at the fielder's glove, hope you get hit in the back, or hope you beat the throw, because the ball is still right here. This guy's still got to field the ball off a hop, transfer, and make a throw, and Winker's already almost halfway there. But instead, Winker like turns his head and he starts kind of like not going full speed, and then he starts like jogging, and like even right here, he comes to a complete stop, and the ball hasn't been caught yet. If he just went hard, I think he probably just makes it. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure if maybe he had the brain fart like right here. He was like, oh shoot, what do I do? Stop. And now he's like, I'm an idiot and I'm out. But I think he still had a chance to just go hard and you might make it. But that's kind of how I would break down the play. I know I just spit a bunch of stuff out, but that's no notes, just watching it unfold. And again, I just want to say, like, I know that it's not a great base running play, but also if Kike comes up and just throws the ball right here to third like most people would, well, then Winker just stops and goes back. But Kike makes this sick play right there. I mean, that's pretty sweet. So that's all I got. Let me know what there is to add. I'm sure there's more stuff. I don't want to sit here all day long with you guys. I mean, I don't mind, but I think you'll get bored. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.